Hello, International Labor Day is not just a holiday, but also an opportunity to honor the unsung heroes around us. Below are 5 short stories filled with various emotions to celebrate this day. Story 1, Scars Blooming with Flowers. In the mind of 10-year-old Lynn, her father's hands were something very strange. They were like her teacher's hands, soft and fragrant with chalk nor like her mother's hands, small and always faintly smelling of onions and garlic. Lynn's father's hands were large and rough, like the bark of an old mahogany tree in front of the school gate. His fingertips were full of cracks, and his nails were always stained a grayish color of cement that couldn't be completely cleaned. In the last days of April, when the whole town was bustling with preparations for the May Day holiday, Lynn saw her father busier than ever. While Lynn's neighbor's father was loading suitcases onto his motorbike to go to the beach, Lynn's father was struggling with a tattered bucket, a trowel, and his faded work clothes. "Dad, why are you taking a day off on the holiday?" Lynn asked, seeing her father checking his old motorbike. He smiled, a smile that brought the wrinkles at the corners of his eyes together. "I'm finishing building someone's dream. Son, they want to inaugurate their house on the holiday, so I'm working a little harder to make them happy." That morning, her father decided to take Lynn to the construction site where he was working. It was a villa under construction. The air was thick with the smell of mortar, and the sound of the brick-cutting machine was deafening. Lynn sat on an old plastic chair in the corner of the yard, watching her father on the towering scaffolding. His rough hands became incredibly nimble when holding the trowel. He smoothed each mortar line with total ease. Suddenly, Lynn saw her father stop. A broken brick with a sharp edge had cut his thumb. Blood seeped out, mixing with the silvery gray of the cement. Lynn was about to cry out. But her father calmly wiped the wound on his trousers and continued working. He didn't want to stop while the mortar was flowing. At noon, the two of them sat in the shade of a newly built wall. Father opened the lunchbox, rice, tofu, and a boiled egg. He used his dusty hands to carefully peel the egg for Lynn. "Your hands are so dirty. Let me do it myself, double quotes," Lynn murmured. Father paused, looked at his hands, and forced a smile. "Oh, I forgot. My hands are stiff. They scare you." Lynn didn't answer. She unexpectedly grasped his hand. His palm was covered in calluses, old scars overlapping new ones. But when she touched it, Lynn felt a strange warmth. She realized these ugly hands had carried her to bed every night. They fixed her broken bicycle and, most importantly, built the warm little house where she lived. "No, Dad," Lynn looked up, her eyes welling up with tears. "Your hands aren't ugly. I think your hands are like the hands of gods in fairy tales. Wherever they touch, that place becomes a house, a door." Her father was silent for a moment, then stroked Lynn's head. Cement dust clung to her hair, but neither of them seemed bothered. That May 1st, Lynn didn't go to the beach. But under the shade of the building, she learned a lesson. No labor is beneath anyone, and honest, hardworking hands, however rough they may be, are the most beautiful hands in the world. Second story, The Dance of the Late Night Brooms. The night of April 30th arrives like a vibrant tapestry draped over the city in a glow of neon lights and festive holiday decorations. The air is thick with excitement as crowds of young people fill the sidewalks, capturing memories of the celebration on their shimmering phone screens. But amidst the symphony of car horns and distant music, there is another rhythm, the steady, scraping sound of a bamboo broom against the asphalt. Mrs. Nam, an elderly sanitation worker, moves with a quiet grace. Her weathered face tells a story of decades spent keeping these streets clean. While others celebrate, she works. Her neon orange vest stands out against the shadows, a silent reminder of the labor that maintains our joy. As the clock strikes 1, the city begins to settle. The laughter thins, leaving behind only the cool night air and a sense of exhaustion. Mrs. Nom finds a moment of respite on a cold concrete curb. Every muscle aches from the weight of the long holiday shift. She wipes the sweat from her forehead. In the silence of the late night, her presence is a testament to the dignity found in every job. Suddenly, the hum of a small motor breaks the stillness. A light approaches, cutting through the darkness toward the tired worker. A young student named Nom stops his bicycle. He is coming from his own late shift, yet his eyes are full of warmth and recognition. He reaches into his bag, pulling out something small but meaningful. It is a steaming hot bun, fresh from the steamer, and a bottle of water. Mrs. Nom looks up, her eyes wide with surprise. In a world that often overlooks her, this simple gesture feels like a monumental act of kindness. Nom speaks with genuine respect, his smile bridging the gap between generations. He sees her not as a worker, but as a hero of the night. As she takes the warm food, the cold of the night seems to vanish. It is more than just a meal, it is a shared human connection. With a final wave, Nom rides away into the shadows, leaving behind a spark of hope that glows brighter than any city neon. Renewed by the students' empathy, Mrs. Nom stands tall. The broom, once heavy, now feels light in her hands as she resumes her dance. The first hint of pre-dawn light begins to touch the horizon, revealing a street that is now clean, beautiful, and ready for a new day. In the quiet of the morning, we find the true heart of our community in the labor we respect and the kindness we choose to give. Story number 3, The Battle Without Guns. While the world prepares for the holiday, some battles happen in silence, behind glowing screens and millions of lines of intricate, scrolling code. It is 11 p.m. on the eve of International Labor Day. In a quiet, dark office building, Home's desk is the only island of light. Outside, friends are laughing in Dalat and families walk the beaches of Phu Quoc. But here, there is only solitary, unwavering focus. Suddenly, a critical red alert flashes. A vulnerability is detected in the payment system. The peace of the holiday is under immediate digital threat. Holmes' fingers fly across the keys, another all-night work holiday. He knows thousands of people are depending on his quick response right now. His phone vibrates with a call from home. He suppresses a heavy sigh and stays focused. Some sacrifices are made in the name of duty. He imagines the warm scent of home-cooked sticky rice cakes. But the vision fades back into the sharp, white light of the urgent task. The hours blur into a cycle of logic and pressure. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. The ticking clock tracks the heartbeat of this battle. Every keystroke is a calculated move in this invisible war. The whirring of the computer fan is the only rhythm left in the room. Finally, the breakthrough, Huang hits enter with finality. A green progress bar fills the screen, the system is secure, and the deployment is successful. He leans back, closing his eyes for a brief second of relief. The cold blue light is now meeting the first soft rays of morning. Walking out into the dawn, the city is still quiet, unaware of the digital crisis that was averted while the world slept peacefully. Now, the morning rush begins, seamless payments, easy travels, and digital connections that just work, as if by magic, for everyone. Nobody sees the guardian behind the screen. They only see the convenience and the joy of a holiday well spent with their loved ones. On the bus ride home, exhaustion is met with pride. A job well done, a society protected, a quiet victory in the digital age. Whether sweeping streets or writing code, every job builds our peace. To the silent guardians of our world, happy International Labor Day. Story number 4, The Free Ride in the Heart of the City. In the golden morning light of May Day, Hum prepares for a day unlike any other in the heart of the city. He adjusts his rearview mirror with a sense of purpose, a gentle and satisfied look in his eyes as he starts his shift. On his dashboard, a simple handwritten sign reveals his mission. Today is free for poor laborers and students. Other drivers look on with confusion, questioning his choice. But Hung only shakes his head and smiles. He knows the true value of service. He sets off through the peaceful morning streets, looking for those who might need a helping hand on this holiday. On a suburban roadside, he spots his first passenger, an elderly woman struggling with heavy goods and traditional carrying poles. Hung quickly hops out to help, lifting the heavy burden into his trunk with a respectful and kind gesture. When she reaches for her purse, worried about the fare, he dismisses the payment with a warm wave and a reassuring smile. Throughout the day, his car becomes a sanctuary for weary workers and students heading to their part-time shifts. Each passenger leaves with a sincere thank you, their faces lit up by an unexpected act of kindness. Small tokens of appreciation are left behind a piece of candy, a bottle of water, symbols of a community's gratitude. As evening falls, Hung looks at his empty wallet. He hasn't earned money today, but his heart has never felt fuller. Driving into the sunset, he realizes that the simplest acts of kindness create the most beautiful connections in our world. Story number 5, When a Robot Asked WH Why. Today is May 1st. In a world of perfect automation, where machines never tire and precision is absolute, one might wonder, what is the true meaning of labor? R45, a unit of peak efficiency, pauses. It looks toward the human element that still remains in this temple of metal. Inside the control room sits Mr. Bin. To a machine, his presence seems unnecessary. To a human, it is the heart of the operation. R45 approaches. It asks a question that logic cannot easily solve. Why do humans celebrate a day for work? Mr. Bin explains that efficiency is for machines, but labor is for the soul. It is how humans give shape to their dreams and purpose. A baker feeds a community, a teacher builds the future. A gardener plants hope for a season they may never see. This is the value of human effort. R45 processes these abstract concepts. Beyond the output, beyond the data, there is something called self-respect. In a moment of newfound understanding, the machine acknowledges the master of the craft. Work continues, but the rhythm has changed. It is no longer just a task, it is a contribution to a grander story. Labor is meaningful when accompanied by self-respect and love. Happy International Labor Day. Summary of the messages from the 5 stories. Father's hands, gratitude for the sacrifices of parents. The night broom dance, respect for the silent professions. The battle without gunfire, the responsibility of modern intellectual labor. The zero-cost ride, comradeship, collegiality, and social sharing. The asking robot, the philosophy of true value and purpose in labor. Hopefully, these 5 short stories will provide you with much inspiration and wonderful material to celebrate International Labor Day.